Um, eh, can we please talk about what just happened?
That wasn't so bad, was it?
It was. It really was. I'm afraid I've had enough adventure for one day. For a lifetime, perhaps.
Thank you, Amit. I couldn't have done it without you. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to...
Understood? Your goblin secrets are safe with me, but I get to write the book about this escapade someday. Without further ado, adieu.
They're building enormous drills. We found their plans. Ranrock must be searching for the...
I fear you are correct. Other than Rookwood Castle, however, I do not know where else...
I've been wondering about something else you said before we entered the mine. If you share Ranrock's views, then why are you...
I expected Rookwood Castle to be deserted when I arrived to begin my search. So was surprised to find a witch there who had set up a sort of improvised research site. She was studying something so intently that she almost didn't notice me. When she looked up, I thought she would react with fear or disdain. But instead she did something that I will never forget. Without a moment's hesitation, she smiled and asked me to sit with her. She told me that she was a researcher and showed me a small, oddly shaped container with a strange symbol on it. She was certain it was made of goblin metal, but was unable to open it. She wanted to work together.
Miriam.
Yes. But how did you...
Professor Fig's wife. He told me of her research, and I know of the container.
Ah. The reverence with which she talked of goblins and their intelligence and skill, it caught me entirely off guard. I'd never been treated with such respect by a witch or wizard. So, to my surprise, I let her study the container if she would allow me to search the castle on my own. We parted ways, with her promising to share what she'd learned. More of Ranrock's recruits arrived, and we began to dig, eventually locating the first repository. Ranrock was thrilled with our discovery, but furious when I told him about Miriam. Berated me for trusting a witch when I heard she had been killed.
You think Ranrock murdered her?
I don't want to believe it, but I don't know. After that, something shifted in me. I had seen how the power from the repositories was transforming Ranrock, transforming all of them. I could no longer remain a part of it.
Thank you, Lodgok, for telling me this.
I tell you all of this so that you understand what is at stake. Ranrock never found all of Bragbor's journals, but the ones he did find suggest that Bragbor at some point built a repository far greater in size than the one beneath Rookwood Castle. What you've discovered here today worries me deeply. If Ranrock learns of the location of that repository, I fear we shall be destined for a great war. I will find out what Ranrock knows. Watch for my owl.
Wonder if I'm safe to explore in there.
You're here. Good.
Sebastian, that relic...
I believe one of Slytherin's students stumbled upon the relic during an assignment to study sarcophagi in this catacomb. From what I read in a report by the student, they weren't permitted to take it with them. So as I mentioned earlier, this relic grants its holder the power to reverse dark. If it's in this catacomb, I have to find.
I'd be interested to know what else...
Have a look. Unfortunately, there's no name on it, but I suspect if it was, it's worthy of further study.
I'm ready to explore.
Perfect. By the way, Ominous has been asking about you. You didn't tell him what we would do.
I didn't. I promise.
Good. Ominous would be livid if he knew what we were about. I'll be interested to compare what lies inside to what I've read about this cat. I'm sure that foul smell is the scent of success. Try not to lose your nerve just yet.
Confringo! Defender! Accio! At least now we know we're not alone in here.
Perhaps that was it. And the rest of the tomb will be insect-free.
Yeah, spiders aren't insects.
Don't start.
Accio!
We're here for a reason. I'd say opening them all is justified.
Accio! Revelio! Wingardium Leviosa!
This room is taller than it looks.
Leviosa!
Finding a chest in an
Revelio.
inconspicuous loft. Brilliant.
Revelio. Accio. Confringo. Accio. Revelio.
Watch your step. I nearly slipped there.
Confringo. Defender. Confringo. Defender.
All this
Revelio.
grass, it no longer feels like a tomb. I've read about catacombs that underwent expansion efforts and ran into problems,
Confringo.
often cave-ins.
And then were abandoned.
Exactly. We'll be fine, though. Now this is the sort of great room I want to be buried in.
Surrounded by grandeur.
Even an altar with a pile of bones. Lovely.
Bones outside a sarcophagus. Seems odd. Accio! Depulso! Accio! Wingardium Leviosa!
Did you hear?
We're in the tomb. I assume eerie sounds come with the territory. Accio! Wingardium Leviosa! Accio! Wingardium Leviosa! There's something here by the altar.
What did you find?
Looks like part of a student's diary. It mentions...
Of course. The student's summary referenced the space beyond the Great Room, which means this can't be a dead end. Let's divide and conquer. You work on sorting out the bone barricades, I'll look around and see what we missed. Hold on to that diary entry. There may be more to it.
It does mention something else. It says their next assignment...
Really? Interesting. We need to focus on moving beyond this room. But
Do you think the pages were left here on purpose?
Slytherin mentioned a student who excelled in charms and always carried a satchel stuffed full of notes. They might have been left on purpose, or the student may have
Of course.
Brilliant. There's more to this than even I imagined.
Revelio.
Look, bones stacked oddly on either side of this archway.
Leave no stone unturned. Or in this case, no bone. Accio!
If this is
Wingardium Leviosa!
we can find a way through.
Accio! Wingardium Leviosa! Accio! Wingardium Leviosa!
You've done it! I knew we'd get through. I felt it in my bones.
Nice. Depulso! Revelio! We've made it this far, but clearly we have more to do. Accio! I need to find a safe way across. Lumos. Confringo! Lumos. Confringo! Lumos. Incendio. Incendio. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. 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 Rickety Bone Bridge complete. Lumos. Accio. Revelio. Accio. Revelio.
Before we trudge on further, I've just realized something. The student's diary mentions the Imperious Curse. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to need it here. It's an unforgivable, but useful when you're outnumbered. Places the victim completely under the caster's control. So, if you'd like to learn Imperio, I can teach you.
Where did you learn the Imperious
I taught myself. Don't tell Ominous that I've taught. It's not exactly something I can brag about, but it may come in handy.
Shouldn't I know more about what the...
Remember the blasting curse? Same idea, except when it comes to unforgivable curses, your intention has... You have to mean it.
It's probably wise to know.
I couldn't agree more. A spell that could save your life. You have a lot at stake. You have an ability. Focus your wand movement. It's not an easy spell to master. There we go. Something troubling ahead. Be on your guard.
Incendio! Incendio. Accio. Revelio. Incendio. Defendo. Revelio.
Never knew spiders could make such a mess.
Bit dramatic, isn't it? Accio. Repulso. Revelio. Incendio. Repulso. Accio. Revelio. Repulso.
This catacomb has suffered decay, just as the student's summary described.
I doubt anyone's been here in quite some time. Revelio.
Another barricade. Considering how well you did on the last side, it should be a cinch.
How gracious of you.
I try.
Revelio. Accio.
That worked. Keep going.
Wingardium Leviosa. Revelio. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Revelio.
You are head and shoulders above these bones. Nicely done. I see why Slytherin's student was so entranced with this place.
Incendio. Accio. Incendio. Incendio. Defender. Incendio. Accio. Springo. Incendio. Defender. Accio. Incendio. Springo. Accio. Incendio. Defender. Incendio. Accio. Defender. For a moment there, I thought that'd never end. Incendio.
Dead end.
Accio.
Lovely. All that for nothing.
Hold on. Don't give up yet. Sebastian! The relic! Look!
Could it be?
The note and rendition of the relic. It matches. This must be when you left the relic.
I can't believe it. After all this, it lines up.
What do you suppose is meant by the darks?
I have no idea. But
The note advises to leave the...
I assure you, we were meant to find it. I'm taking it. I must keep this relic secret. Especially from my uncle.
Revelio.
Is that Ominous. Ominous. The sounds we kept hearing. It was you.
You gave me no choice. I had to follow you. Sebastian, please, leave the relic alone. We can find another way to help Anne.
I'm sorry, Ominous, but I'm taking it.
No, you're not. If you won't put it back, then I will.
Hold on, both of you. Sebastian, please, take a step back.
Fine, but Ominous knows I won't step back from a fight.
Can't believe this.
How much did you hear?
Everything. I was glad to hear you tell Sebastian to leave the relic. We need to stand together. Convince Sebastian.
And if nothing will change his mind?
Something has to.
You're right. This seems far riskier than...
Good. We're agreed. We don't allow him to leave.
I do think we should talk to him, but I fear we won't stop him from taking...
What are you suggesting?
We allow Sebastian to leave with the relic under one condition. After...
I feel that's what we agreed to in the scriptorium.
You're not ominous. This may be the only way to keep your friendship intact.
Fine. If I trust him on this, I'm trusting you too. Go then. Leave with the relic. I hope I don't regret this.
Sebastian! We're ready.
What is it? I haven't changed my mind.
Ominous has. Let's go.
What? Ominous?
I'll explain on the way. Come on.
Well, what happened back there?
Ominous and I found a compromise.
Ominous simply needs a moment with you and he'll change his mind. Is that it?
I told him we ought to give you this chance, that the relic is too important to ignore.
There has to be more to it than that. Tell me.
We agreed on what was needed, Sebastian. You have my word.
I never wanted to keep all this from Ominous. He just doesn't understand. And I didn't want to worry him all over again. As we were leaving, Ominous wouldn't even acknowledge me. That's not like him.
He was troubled, Sebastian. Even though we agreed to it all, it's been a lot to take in.
I thought he understood. He knew we couldn't give up. All of this is too important. For Anne. When we get to Feldcroft, I'd rather Anne not know what had to be done to get this relic. She thinks like Ominous. It'd only upset her. Oh no, this isn't good.
What is it?
Smoke! Over there, by the hamlet. Feldcroft's in trouble. They're under attack.
Let's hurry.
Not quite. You won't stop me. I've been fighting since Keep out of the way!
There's nowhere to go. We have to fight.
Incendio!
Stop provoking them!
I'm handling it.
Incendio!
Do that!
Leviosa! Accio! Defendo! Accio! Incendio!
Got him! Boy! What have you done?
Saved my sister.
With an unforgivable curse. From that damned book, no doubt. Your father would be ashamed. You've gone too far, Sebastian. Stay away from her. From all of us.
What did my uncle expect me to do? The Imperious curse saved Anne's life. That goblin was going to kill...
You did what you had to do.
If I have to keep proving that to my uncle, I will. He cannot banish me from my own home.
It might be best to let him calm down a while. May I speak to him? Perhaps I can help to ease the tension a bit.
You may be right. Very well. Probably best if I get away from here for a while. I'll head back.
Pardon me, Mr.
What Sebastian did was inexcusable. You cannot...
Sebastian and I have encountered Ranrock's loyalists before.
This family does not resort to using dark magic even against our enemies. That you are defending Sebastian's behavior at all tells me everything I need. Sebastian is to come nowhere near Feldcroft, nowhere near Anne. Unforgivable. If I hear that either of you continues down this path, if either of you uses dark magic... Why, Sebastian?
Revelio.
Off on another adventure, are we?
Did you speak with my uncle?
I wish I had better news about your uncle.
Don't think I've forgotten about your goblin friend. I haven't. But I appreciate you setting our earlier discussion. Well,
I'm afraid he wants you nowhere near Feldcroft.
I had to stop that goblin from killing my sister. He had no right to If he thinks banishing me means I'm going to give up on Anne...
He also said he cannot excuse the use of dark magic in any form, and that if he...
That relic, dark magic or not, is the key to saving Anne. To reverse that curse. I should send the crest to Anne. She'll know that we need to meet.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
Nothing, just a thought. Now I'm more determined than ever to learn what power that relic has.
I shall wait to hear from you then.
Thank you. I very much appreciate... I'll send you an owl when I have news.
Talk about you taking down that troll in the village circle.
Over here.
This is a change of...
Don't remind me. The thought of that... I've been thinking about those poor dragons in the fighting ring. I think a collar is precisely what we found at that poacher camp. I've never known poachers to...
The dragon that attacked my carriage was wearing a collar, and Professor Fig was genuinely back.
That attack always did strike me as a little strange. Surely you aren't suggesting that the collar's somehow...
Exactly.
Merlin, I don't think the dragon we set free was wearing a collar, but we should check. And if...
That's a good idea.
I'll start looking into it right... There was something else that I wanted to discuss with you. It seems I may have caused you more trouble with Victor Rookwood.
If it's all right with you, I'd rather not...
Understood. I shan't press for more details. In fact, I should probably be going. I'll let you know when I have news of her location.
Hello again. Wonderful to see you. As before, I've arranged a special price on the broom upgrade for you. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you again. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again.
So frustrating. You wanted to speak with me, Mother?
I had hoped to speak with you.
Your message mentioned your concern about an unusual creature that was spotted in the woods near Hogsmeade. That could have been anything.
You know what it was, Natsai.
I am allowed to leave the castle. I am always careful, Mother.
Careful. Officer Singer disagrees. She sent me an owl telling me that you have been trying to collect evidence of some kind against dark wizards. She berated me for not keeping a closer eye on you. And she is right. I do not want you visiting Hogsmeade.
But Mother!
My little gazelle, you are well-intentioned, but you must not.
If someone had meddled in Matabeleland, Father would still be with us.
I must get to class. Perhaps your friend?
So frustrating. She never listens.
She called you her little gazelle. Is that...
It is specific to me. Self-transfiguration is not taught at Hogwarts, so I am gently discouraged from practicing it. However, I am an animal, and it is in my gazelle form that I have been able to wander the Highlands rather freely until now. But that is how I managed to spy on Rookwood and Harlow.
Were you born an animagus, or did you learn to become one?
Animagi are not born. The process is quite elaborate. It involves holding a mandrake leaf in one's mouth for an entire month, then placing the leaf in a crystal phial so that it is imbued with moonlight, then adding one of your own hairs. And that is just the beginning. Self-transfiguration is common among students at Wagadu, but Professor Weasley considers it much too dangerous to teach.
Can you choose what form your animagus will take?
Oh no, a person's animagus form is determined by their personality. My mother is convinced that my form is a gazelle because I adapt well to it. I believe it is because I can sense danger and keep my wits up.
How does it feel to transform into?
Well, the first time it can be a bit unnerving. I felt a kind of, but it gets easier the more you do it. I no longer feel any pain, and I must say, I find a sense of, and I love being able to view the world from a different perspective.
Now the nickname makes sense.
It is. I love transforming. She says that no creature, especially one as rare as a gazelle, should be bounding about where poaching has become so. She claims that she has foreseen tragedy, but she has used her sight to control me too.
She's concerned for your safety.
That may be safe, but I do not believe that it would. You could have fled the moment you discovered that Rookwood, Harlow, and Ranrock were after you. I choose to act as you have. I must deal with my mother. Thank you for being here during that rather awkward conversation.
Welcome back.
Hello, Professor. I have news. The goblins are looking for something. Another repository. They've built drills.
Most.
Are these repositories like the broken container I found at Rookwood?
They are. I fear we have a look at the map. Fortunately, the next trial is fairly nearby. As you know, I was headmistress in my time. My portrait hangs in fact, I witnessed Professor Black learn of your arrival. and I'll confess that I wondered.
Wait, is the next trial in the headmaster?
It is. I had hoped that when the time came, the occupant of that office would be of help to us. Unfortunately, this headmaster seems wildly unconcerned with anything but himself. You'll need to access the office.
I understand.
Good. I shall meet you in my portrait there.
How will I gain access to the headmaster's office? Perhaps Professor Fig will know what to do.
I think I'll miss you.
Revelio! I hope I look. Professor Fig, the Keepers have shown me where the next trial is.
Has something changed?
Lodgok and I have learned that the goblins are searching for another repository, and I discovered that they're building massive. Professor Fitzgerald seemed very concerned.
I see. Ranrock clearly knows even more than.
And sir, there's something else. Lodgok.
He knew Miriam?
They encountered each other at Rookwood Castle. She was doing research. That's where she found the container with the port. He liked her so much that he let her leave with it. Despite...
I don't know what to say. She could win. I want to hear more of this. And, in fact, I'd like to speak with Lodgok directly. But we've no time now.
Believe it or not.
Incredible. Very well. You'll need the password to get past the stone gargoyle. The headmaster's house elf will know it.
I don't know the headmaster's house elf. Will he even speak to me? I imagine...
He is. So you'll need a disguise. I have just the thing. A polyjuice potion.
Wait, doesn't polyjuice potion require a bit of the person you want to change into? And...
It does.
So how do you already have polyjuice potion to change into Professor Black?
One never knows when such a thing may come in handy. Let's just say I felt the need to be prepared for anything after my fruitless trip to the ministry on his behalf. Now, time is of the essence. Drink up and I shall explain. How do you feel?
Incredible. I won't forget that taste anytime soon. How do I sound?
Convincing. I've taken the liberty of transfiguring your robes. As we discussed, you'll need the password from Scrope, who could be anywhere in the castle. You might look... She's taken to badgering the poor elf about Quidditch in the hopes that he can convince Black to change his mind. Thus far, unsuccessfully.
I see. But what if Professor Black...
Leave him to me. I shall tell him where to meet a liaison from the ministry in Hogsmeade. That should give you plenty.
Thank you, Professor. I suppose we'll meet again in the...
It's rather strange to hear gratitude coming from Professor Black.
Now to find the headmaster's house elf.